boundaries. It's like I'm not gonna argue with people about my boundaries. Again, my boundaries are sacred. Don't go into arguing with people that want you to break your boundaries without considering your needs and without considering why you have the boundaries that you do. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Ariani Diaz, and welcome to my amazing channel in which I talk about a lot of things that light me up, beauty related things that empower you, and random things. You know, I am a complex and multi-dimensional human being, and there's so many aspects to myself, and honestly I don't like to niche down in this channel, but thank you and welcome. And the purpose of this video is to talk a little bit more about manifestation and boundaries. And the reason I decided to talk about this video is because I asked a question on my Instagram to my girlies. I was like, hey, I'm feeling like really excited and I'm feeling like the itch that I want to do a YouTube video. What do you girls want me to talk about? And some of them mentioned manifestation, some of them wanted a life update, and some of them wanted to talk about sacred space. But the two topics that really lighted me up were manifestation and sacred space, like how to make your home a more sacred space. So that is the focus of this video. And I want to talk first about manifestation and how I've encountered and experienced over the last few months. Actually observed, because it happens all the time, but I was like, what's going on with my manifestation? And by the way, your mere existence is a form of manifestation. So the fact that you are alive and you are here and you exist is manifestation. So it's not something that some people do and some people don't. If you are here, you are a manifester, you know. So to bring this topic more, to niche it down, and to bring some points, I actually wrote some things down on my phone. And I want to start with a quote by Anna Taylor, which says, your time and energy are precious. You get to choose how you use it. You teach people how to treat you by deciding what you will and won't accept. And oh my God, I cannot resonate with her words like more than I already do, because I've experienced that as well. And let's define what boundaries are. According to the Oxford Dictionary, it says a boundary is a line that marks the limits of an area. So your boundaries is what I experience. What boundaries are is what I let myself to do and what I won't allow myself to do. Boundaries are not about controlling other people. Like I've seen people think, like for example, if somebody cursed at you, you don't get to curse at me. First of all, you can't control that person, and if that person wants to continue to curse at you, they will. A boundary in that case will be like if this is somebody that you want to continue investing in a relationship with, you can express to them that you don't like the way that they are speaking to you. And if they continue to express themselves in that matter, then your boundary will be, if you want to let them cross the boundary and continue to have a relationship with you, or you could just be like, you know what, I would not continue to be in your presence if you continue that behavior, and I'm bouncing. Like that's a boundary. That's how I experience a boundary, and I feel those type of boundaries are the best. So another thing that I experience is that setting boundaries is about energy efficiency and conservation. One of the reasons why I stepped away from YouTube for a year, it was about that. It was about energy preservation and efficiency. I realized that I was burnt out. I had nothing else to give, and I needed to find a way to engage with YouTube in a healthier way. And YouTube, the way that I was experiencing YouTube was that I was like, everything. I was the editor. I had to create ideas. I wanted to do a video every other day or every week, and I had personal matters that were absolutely more important than YouTube for me, and just doing all of that burned me out. So I completely went on the opposite spectrum of the pendulum, and I just completely stopped doing videos overall because of that, because I needed to find better ways to engage with YouTube and to engage with my audience. And by the way, talking about that, I want to mention that I'm so happy to be in service as a web and UX designer. One of my last videos, I talked about how, looking back, I was like literally begging to be hired, and it wasn't happening. People were not seeing my value. People did not want to work with me, and I just had to do what I had to do, and I had to value myself. So I am available for web and UX design services, especially if you are a coach or an e-commerce business. And talking about that, like, I'm so excited, honestly, to be working like that better, because I get to manage and be in control of who I'm available to work with. And I realize that people just value my work more. So yeah, if you are interested in that, make sure you visit my website. It's www.arianids.com, and I'm in service there. Okay, let me continue. So yes, going back to it, yeah, boundaries are about you. And another example I want to give out is, like, the other day I expressed to somebody that I love very, very much, that I was exhausted, because I was just doing so much. I am currently pursuing my bachelor's degree in computer networks and cybersecurity. I just launched myself as a freelancer. I am a mom. I care for my home, and I love to be with family, you know, friends, and there's so many aspects of me that I want to invest my energy in. And I realized that I was spending way too much energy on other things that were just super depleting to me, and I expressed this to this person, and the person did not understand. They were like, how can you be exhausted? And I felt like hurt in a way, a little bit, because I'm like, you know, this is a person that is very close to me, and I was like, really, you don't understand that I'm exhausted? And honestly, sometimes that happens, and I had to like be like, you know what, I don't care if you don't understand that I'm exhausted. I'm just going to stop doing X, Y, and Z because it's depleted. So that was, you see, that was a boundary that I created for myself, because I had to manage my energy resource in order to put and invest my energy onto things that are going to bring me benefits into my life, and that are going to guide me and create the path into manifesting what I want to manifest. And that's why I titled the video the way that I did. You know, not having boundaries is blocking or not helping you manifest, because manifesting is about energy efficiency, and it's about having laser focus. And you can be laser focused, but if you don't have the energy to work towards what you want, then how are you going to do it? Because no one else is going to do it for you. Oh, okay. Another example was, like, today I went to the hair salon, and dealing with people all the time, sometimes, you know, people are constantly pushing their way of viewing life and things and how you should do it. And one of the, like, ladies that that does hair, she was commenting on how I should give water to my baby, and I don't give water to my baby because she is just 5 months old. And I was like, you know, I told her, I was like, well, you know, doctor, like, I do give her water, but I don't do it, like, constantly. And I was like, well, no, like, it's not necessary because I breastfeed her anyways. And she was like, no, you need to do it, da, 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 da. And that's when I put my boundary, my energetic boundary and my mental boundary. Like, I'm not gonna listen to what you're saying. And because she was, like, literally pushing, like, I just told this lady, like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And like she just kept like pushing, like, this is what you should do. I did it with my daughter. Why are you not like? And that's a mental. I'm like, okay, deuces, I'm out. So yes, and you have to realize that boundaries are sacred. These like boundaries are sacred, and you shouldn't break them for anyone but God. And I feel like when you build that relation, when you are in a relationship with God, and when you're constantly talking with God, your boundaries are going to keep you in integrity of who you are, because you're not going to step away outside of your boundaries to please another person just because they don't understand who you are, or they don't understand why you have the boundaries that you have. So make sure that when you are placing your boundaries on what you will allow yourself to do and where you will not go, don't break them from anybody, because there's going to be people that are going to push you to break your boundaries. And that happened to me as well. And time again, when I stepped outside of my boundaries just to for the comfort of other people, or just to please them, and I didn't consider why I had the boundaries in the first place, that's when everything started going bad for me. So I realized that there's a reason why I have those boundaries, and the reason is because to stay in integrity with who I am, and the reasons that I don't break them is because of God. Okay? And yeah, don't go into people pleasing because you don't want to go into conflict with another person. Something that I've understood about boundaries is like, I'm not going to argue with people about my boundaries. Again, my boundaries are sacred, and that's something that's non-negotiable, and I'm not going to break it just to make you comfortable. I'm not going to do that. And again, don't go into arguing with people that want you to break your boundaries without considering your needs, and without considering why you have the boundaries that you do. For example, again, going back to the story that I said about being like overworked and feeling exhausted, I realized that I have a certain amount of energy that I can spend studying, that I can spend working, so that I don't burn out. And something that I recently found out is like, when I'm burnt out, even when I try to study, like the information would not stay in. So that was the effect of me being burnt out. So I know that it doesn't help anyone that I'm burnt out, because if I'm burnt out, I'm not going to give, for example, you guys a good video, because my mind is going to be somewhere else. Like, I'm out of it. My brain is like, what do you call it? My brain is frozen. Like, it's not, I'm not here. Like, I'm not, well, a psychologist will say, I'm not, like, what happens is you go into the fight or flight response. You're not in a space to think clearly. And I noticed that there's like 13 minutes in this video, so I'm just gonna cut it right here. I'll probably talk in the next video. I'll probably talk about how to make your home your sacred space. That's also a topic that lights me up so much, because it has been such a blessing to me to have to create a space for me here in my beautiful home that is sacred. And I want to teach you guys how to do that as well, like some of the practices that I do. But thank you all so much for watching this video, and I really hope you're able to take some of the things that I've mentioned and have them empower you, and have them make your life better. And thank you again so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. I don't want to be burned out. All right. Ciao.